Hello my friends. Welcome to the Diary Stories channel. Today, I'm going to share a new exciting story with you, and as always, I'll draw my conclusions and give advice to the main character of this story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave your comments. Let's get started. I know what you're thinking, a carpenter's best friend is his hammer. Well, yes and no. I have many hammers for many different jobs. Some are for framing wood, some are for tin work, some are for finishing work. There are a few with a manual pneumatic pump, some work with compressed air, some are battery powered, and so on. I also have a bunch of saws, crosscut, slitting, trimming, coping, electric, etc. But here's the thing, I only have one utility knife, and I use it for everything. I use it to mark my cuts, sharpen my pencils, cut my strapping, start trimming when I need a clean edge, and when I'm packing coconut cake for lunch. I even use it to pick my teeth. It's with me all day, and I use it all the time. Like my hammers, it has become a natural extension of my hand. For those of you who don't know what a utility knife is, I should explain. It's a 3-inch blade, and only the last 1.5 inches triangle protrudes from a sturdy handle that fits my hand perfectly. The rest of the blade is locked into the handle to give it strength. With a light touch of my thumb, the blade retracts, and I can carry it in my pocket. No matter what I'm doing, I change the blade regularly to keep it sharp, and I can cut anything I need with it with 1 or 2 strokes of the blade. The versatile knife is my best friend. So why am I telling you this? My name is Carl Kantner, and I live in Kensington. I know, I'm Kantner, the carpenter from Kensington. I've heard it all the time from my friend Karen, or at least, a former friend. After high school, I went to a trade school to learn carpentry. My dad said that if I was going to do it, I had to be the best, and I took my classes seriously. I studied hard throughout high school, continued to date my high school sweetheart, and then worked to get a steady job. I was hired by a local guy who builds luxury homes. I was in love and bought Karen a ring. I was just waiting for the right time to propose. Life was good until everything changed. As with most accidents, it was all my fault. I was feeling confident and working too fast, and that's why I hammered a nail with my battery hammer into my foot through my shoe. It wasn't life-threatening, but it hurt like hell. As soon as my buddies stopped laughing, they bandaged my foot, and Henry took me to the hospital. I know, they laughed at my misfortune, but that's what guys do to their friends, they laugh and say stupid things, and then they help. I didn't call Karen because I didn't want to bother her. Eventually, Henry drove me home to our apartment with a bottle of painkillers to keep me company. Limping, I entered the house. It took me about 10 seconds before I heard the sound that broke my heart. I know it's cliché, but I heard Karen moaning from our bedroom and froze. Then I heard him grunt and rage in a red-hot rage. Anyone who saw me might have thought I looked ridiculous as I limped down the hallway to our bedroom. With each step, the pain got worse, and with each shot of pain, my anger grew. I opened the door, and there she was in front of me, that hairy white animal going up and down. I didn't know who it was, I never found out and never asked. I didn't care. All I knew was that he was sleeping with Karen, and she was obviously enjoying it. Looking back, I know I was lucky. If I'd had a tire iron, I would have killed him and then gone to jail. If I had a hammer, I would have done the same thing, and you all understand what I would have done if I had a gun. All I had was my all-purpose knife, my trusty all-purpose knife. I watched that hairy white animal go up and down, I could hear its grunts and Karen's reassuring shouts. I reached into my pocket, pulled out my knife, flicked the blade, counted down, and on the tide, I cut his from right to left an inch deep with one deliberate stab. My blade was sharp and went through his skin and muscle relatively easily. For one moment, I saw a purple-red smile appear on his butt cheeks. He reflexively jerked away from the knife, though not in time, causing Karen to scream in pain as he practically pushed her off the bed. It was a scream I could appreciate. Actually, there were two screams, his and hers. He almost flew over the bed and landed on the floor with another scream. Yes, he landed on his ass. My cheater was on her side of the bed, screaming at him, still unaware that I was in the room until she saw the fear on his face. She turned around and saw, with his blood covering the blade of my favorite instrument, and cried out again. I must have looked mad. I could definitely feel it. My foot was bandaged, and I could barely walk, so there wasn't much I could do if he had gone after me. I probably wouldn't have been able to defend myself, but he didn't. I stared at them in silence, and then I turned and walked out of the apartment. I limped over to my neighbors, my friends, and banged my fist on their door. They later confessed that they saw me at the door with rage in my eyes and a bloody knife in my hand, and it was more than alarming to them. But I told them what happened, and they took me in. They got to my house in time to see Karen's buddy running out the front door, holding a towel to his ass. Blood was soaking his pants. They said Karen was hysterical. It wasn't that haha tantrum but more of an oh my god, oh my god, oh my god type tantrum. I thought I was going to be sick very soon, but my friends, who came back from Karen's apartment, said, "It's good for Karen that you were able to save her from that rapist." "Oh, he wasn't," we said. "It's good for Karen that you were able to save her from this rapist. You know, it's good to have loyal friends." The cops did arrive very soon. My friends and our neighbors said they saw Karen's rapist running from the house just before I came to their door. I said the same thing and added that I went next door to get help for Karen. I may not get the Boyfriend of the Year award for leaving her home after I chased her rapist away, we all understood that, but I was in shock over my leg injury and then went in to find my friend who had been assaulted. Karen didn't say much, but after a short time, she decided she'd rather play the victim than the con artist. So for a while, she agreed. Her buddy told a different story, and when confronted with those words, Karen retracted her own. I don't know if we convinced the police even a little bit that I really thought I'd seen a rape, but they never had any evidence to the contrary. Hey, I was on painkillers at the time. I may have even been in shock. It was an honest mistake. After she went to the police, I was free to dump her cheating without arousing further suspicion. The same friends who made fun of my leg helped me leave her house. It stopped being our house the moment I saw her in our bed that Harry and I went back to my in-laws for a while. I paid the usual moving fees, beer and pizza. I couldn't help but admire the bloody stain on the carpet next to the bed, which everyone asked about as we packed up my stuff. Of course, they all knew the story. They just asked that I have a chance to smile through the pain. Karen called for weeks, but eventually, she got the message about our breakup. Her parents tried to stand up for her, but I told them the story, and that was the end of their efforts. It was a shame because I really liked them, and they seemed to like me too. I think my parents were just as disappointed as I was. They really loved Karen but later admitted that she was too immature for a serious relationship. Sometimes I think about the years we spent together and imagine what a horrible hell my life would have been if I had married her. Like I said, I never found out who it was, and I don't care. I never listened to her apologies. Her lover's bleeding was now left in the rearview mirror. Sorry, I just had to say it, and I moved on. This is the story of how I dodged a bullet after failing to dodge a nail. I learned that I have good friends. Each one's wife has a woman or girl they want to introduce me to. I think once I stop limping, I'll be alright. I'm sorry, I know it's not such a big story. For weeks, I've had this mental image of taking my all-purpose knife and, with one stroke, deeply cutting through the up and down that so badly needed a sharp blade. It's hard to imagine a more humiliating way to get revenge that wasn't fatal. It felt good to get it out of my life. My conclusion to this story and advice to the author. Dear Carl, it's clear that you've been through a challenging and emotionally tumultuous experience. In light of everything, here are some pieces of advice to help you navigate the aftermath and move forward. Seek professional support. Consider talking to a therapist or counselor to help process the emotions and trauma you've experienced. Professional guidance can provide valuable insights and coping strategies. Surround yourself with supportive friends. Continue relying on the friends who stood by you during this difficult time. Surrounding yourself with a strong support system can make a significant difference in your healing process. Focus on self-healing. Take time for self-care and healing. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Physical and mental well-being are crucial during challenging times. Let go of resentment. As difficult as it may be, try to let go of resentment and anger towards Karen and her cheating partner. Holding on to these negative emotions can hinder your personal growth and happiness. Learn from the experience. Reflect on the lessons learned from this experience. Consider how it has shaped you and use these insights to make positive changes in your life. Set personal goals. Channel your energy into setting personal and professional goals. This could include focusing on your carpentry career, pursuing new interests, or even considering further education. Explore new relationships thoughtfully. When you feel ready, approach new relationships with caution and thoughtfulness. Take the time to get to know someone before fully investing emotionally. Forgive yourself. Understand that everyone makes mistakes, and it's crucial to forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings or regrets. Use this experience as a stepping stone for personal growth. Embrace positivity. Surround yourself with positive influences, engage in uplifting activities, and cultivate an optimistic mindset. This will contribute to your overall well-being and help you move forward. Remember your strength. Recognize the strength you've shown in dealing with this challenging situation. Acknowledge your resilience and use it as a foundation for building a brighter future. Wishing you strength, resilience, and a journey of self-discovery and growth.